every single animal on this planet, humans included, methane comes off of their waste. We could be harvesting that as natural gas. We could be turning our plastic waste through the process of gasification back into liquid fuels. We can be pulling static electricity out of the air. So like these things have already been proven. They've already been shown. We can have water engines, lye water engines, through the process of hydrolysis. We can have water engines. So like, you know, all of these things, electrolysis, all of these things have already been shown that they exist. Okay. And like, you take a look at some of the problems that, or some of the, you know, some of the perceived problems that society has. To me, it's like we're all fighting over essentially resources to try to scrabble out an existence and a place in this realm where we don't feel like we're being stressed out 24/7 and pushed to the max all the time. And there's no reason why we can't have a reality where that's possible for everyone to feel comfortable and relaxed, because there's plenty of abundance for all. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But the only way to, I mean, from my perspective, like the way to do that is to stop acting stupid. Stop telling ourselves we're dumb. Stop acting like we can't do math because of this or because of that. It's all nonsense. A lot of these fields, there's a lingo, there's a language to create barriers, to make people feel stupid and that they can't understand. And that really there's none of this stuff is I don't believe is without of the grasp of any normal person to have a say in or understanding. The problem is I feel like that we get emotionally caught up in other things going on, and it's hard to stay focused on like something. You know what I mean?
Yes. It's definitely hard to get mass cooperation and one agreement on what that cooperation should be.
Yeah. So like, I mean, if someone's watching this, they might get grossed out at the notion of like harvesting human fecal matter for energy. But if you look what's going on in Europe right now, where the United States essentially sabotaged the German-Russian Nord Stream 2 pipeline. Right. You know, you have a situation where the people in Germany are going through a winter and are facing an energy shortage, exorbitant prices, and they got to go back to burning coal so that people don't freeze to death. I mean, if you're harvesting your own shit, man, you're sitting fat, you know? But see, the problem is we have to get over some of these hang-ups and beliefs and notions about some of this stuff. It's hard to have a conversation with someone about like, you know, hey, like the key to this whole thing is like really like producing our own energy. And even like alcohol is another one. Like, and again, not to go too far off the rails here, but like there's a strong case to be made that the prohibition movement really had nothing to do with guys going to the bars and getting drunk and their wives being upset, which is what we were taught in school. I think it had a lot more to do with farmers being able to make their own gas and fuel. And you do that through the distillation process. So you could turn corn, you know, into an alcohol and into a gasoline. Yeah. And they didn't like that. Right. So they shut that shit down. But it's possible, like anyone could do it. We're just not, it's just something that people don't talk about.
Yeah. I know I certainly don't talk about it. I'm just listening. I have no pushback or input or anything. I'm just hearing it. You know?
Well, and then, you know, I spend a lot of time like investigating these topics and even, like I have solar panels, right? But I'm willing to admit that
Do you have fecal panels?
Dude, I wish I did because the solar panels might be a grabble.
Yeah. Oh, I've heard.
I mean, the amount of energy that it takes, and by the way, I'm not trying to be holier than thou. Like, I get it. Like, you know, it's
all you can do is try. You know, like at one point you had information that led you to believe the solar panel was the best thing you could do, or at least a good thing you could do, better than what you were doing. And now you've received more information and realized maybe that was wrong, and maybe now you'll get a fecal panel, and then 5 years from now you'll be like, you know what, that fecal panel was a grovel too. You know, and then we'll just be in this constant loop of, and then 5 years later it'll be a piss panel, and then
don't you find something like sort of like allegorically beautiful about like a human having to handle their own shit as some sort of signifier of like emotional growth as well, you know? Because it's like, isn't that the ultimate form of taking responsibility for yourself?
To me, it feels like metaphorically, like God going like, yep, you fucked up so bad, now you got to get what you need from your own shit. Enjoy this for a few years, and then maybe I'll give you something not so embarrassing.